All right.
Yeah, okay. Everton lost, which put a damper on my morning.
Oh. And you had to wake up so long ago to see it.
Yeah, 8:30 in the morning was tough because I ended up falling asleep at like 4:30 or something.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Did they at least go down close? 2-1, 2-3?
It was 3-2, but it wasn't actually that close of a game. So it was not too bad, but
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Tyler? Any interesting developments in the last week?
Not a whole lot. We're finally trying to get our game out on iOS, but Apple takes forever to do things. So that might happen at some point in the next 6 months.
Maybe.
Hopefully. Other than that, no, just playing a lot of League of Legends yesterday. I don't know, I just had the itch. I don't usually play a lot, but I don't know. Yesterday was a League of Legends day, apparently.
And did you succeed? Were you victorious?
Mostly, yes. I played a bunch of games, but I think the most memorable game was when we were down by 30 kills, but managed to push their what's that thing called, the Nexus and win. It was pretty good. Because I usually play ARAM. I don't play a lot of ranked or the traditional, what is that? The not Twisted Treeline, Summoner's Rift. That one.
Yeah.
Is that the normal map?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Salt Mines map.
Uh-huh.
ARAM was a little bit less salty a lot of the time, so.
Yeah, everyone's too busy just trying not to die and micro their champion.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we have a couple of blank screens. Family has dwindled pretty far now.
Yeah.
It means your monthly expenses are a little bit lower. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I believe last week the two of you leveled after your amazing Hydra battle.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
So Arthur is now level 4 and Luther's now level 5?
Yep.
Anything that we should know about your level ups, or did we do everything on stream last time? Did we do non-weapon proficiencies and all that jazz?
I didn't do them on stream, but
What'd you pick up?
So I actually got these on 3rd level and was just dumb and didn't notice. So I did them last level.
Excellent.
I put another rank into my 2-weapon style slot, so now I can dual wield sabers.
Ooh, very fancy.
And for my non-weapon proficiency, I picked up rope use. So I can use ropes. I thought it made sense because Arthur is the squire, and he's probably doing a bunch of things in the background with rope use,
Yeah,
tying things up and that sort of thing.
So maybe one day you'll be able to use it. I didn't get any proficiencies this level, I don't think.
No.
I got new saves. I got like 4 HP, I think. Maybe it was 3. And I put my thief skills 15 into read languages, 10 into move silently, and 5 into open locks.
What is your open locks now?
65%. And
Nice.
my move silently is 80.
Nice. Well, why don't we recap what happened last week before we press forward?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what happened before we went into the swamp.
I don't think there's anything to remember. I think that's probably blotted out all memories of the past.
Yeah. The swamp was such a traumatic experience that maybe the memory is a bit hazy. But we ended up going into the swamp. The purpose of it was not to clear out the swamp, it was to get to the mountains and see if we could get stone from there. And to also take a sample to see what else might be in the mountains, try and confirm what we heard from the Wyatts, I think it was.
Yep.
And first day into the swamp, we had our militia with us. We were camping at night, and we heard what Neal described as would sound like a boat moving through the swamp. And we decided, well, we can't see anything, so we better light a torch. And lo and behold, there was Hydra. And
Surprise, Hydra.
yeah, surprise Hydra. And we fought valiantly. The militia, I think we lost either 5 or 6 members of the militia before they fled.
I think 5 before they fled, and then one guy just never came back.
Yeah, they were doing pretty good work, though. We ended up taking down, I think, 4 or 5 of the 8 heads before the militia fled. And after they left, it was just me, Arthur, Ginger, and Kel Reginald. And I think Ginger got her leg ripped off before Kel Reginald went down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, she got her leg ripped off. Luther was too late to save her. Kel Reginald went down, and Luther and Arthur stood there like swinging wildly at a Hydra for 5 rounds before we actually killed it. But eventually we did, and we rode back into town dragging Hydra heads behind us and with Ginger's legless corpse on our horse. And that's where we ended.
Alright. Well, let's do news from the kingdom before we get too deep into game here. There is word that the Eastern Lords are demanding the return of their soldiers from the West. They're unhappy that so many people have gone into these woods and died, and so many supplies have been lost, and they're worried that there are problems soon to arise in the East, and so they have made public demands to the king to return the Blackguard to their rightful home. These demands are not well met from the Westerners, who are accusing them of cowardice, pettiness, and even betrayal. And tensions between the two kingdoms are between the two sides of the kingdom are on the rise again after what was a fairly peaceful period with the initial building of the Blackguard. It's now starting to fall apart again. And you guys are in Wadsworth.
Yep, I think I'm still injured. I'm at 8 HP according to my character sheet.
Good God. You had so many more hits you could take.
Before we went to fight the Hydras, we went into the forest and fought giant spiders.
Oh, yeah.
While we were looking for poison, and that's
what
how
it
I got injured. I didn't even get hit by the Hydra because I was being a coward and throwing daggers. But, yeah.
Right. So there is another funeral being held. Seems like a lot of funerals as of late.
Yeah, it certainly does.
But word of the Hydra slaying has spread throughout town and throughout the villages. The funeral happens a few days later. And as usual, all of the heads of families are in attendance. It looks like a few of the lesser members of families didn't bother coming out for this one. So many funerals so quickly there, not everyone can be bothered to make them all.
Noted.
Yes. The procession is a quiet and solemn one, as Ginger is interred below the crypts. The Countess comes by, silently watching, and as the procession leaves the crypts, she pulls the Thorn family aside a little bit and comes up to Luther specifically, saying, I am sorry for your loss. Your family has done much for us in our hour of need. Perhaps you don't know of it. It was before your time. But I had an aunt, Kel Lorwyn, who took a few men before you were born off to find that Hydra. She took not only a few men, but also our family heirloom, a horn of blasting. Unfortunately, she never returned.
I see.
If she couldn't do it with her tools and soldiers, it speaks volumes that you have been able to.
Well, I'm glad we were able to bring it down, though. A lot of that was Ginger's doing. This horn, did you ever recover it?
No. It was assumed lost to the Hydra, wherever it makes its home.
Well, we had to scatter after killing the Hydra. We were so weakened, but perhaps we can search for its lair another day.
She gives a faint smile and moves on. I think we've got the weird staticky sound coming from someone's mic. That fixed it?
Yeah, that's me, sorry.
Okay. Sounds like a fan somewhere. Okay. So, the funeral's over. It's a short, quiet affair. Everyone goes back to their duties, and you guys have as much downtime as you want.
Yeah, there's a lot to do, I guess. Cal Reginald is
This.
out of commission for a while, I guess.
Yeah, he needs to heal up. He's really low on HP.
Yeah, I think he was at -8 or something.
Yeah.
He's pretty low, so I'm going to be making healing poultices for him because he needs to wake up and start getting more militiamen.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the Hydra heads to a leather worker or something who's decent at... What was it? Can't think of the word right now, but he's going to stuff and preserve the Hydra head. At least the intact one.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave the other two to strip for parts. So I don't know how long that'll take, but that's the thing that's happening.
Okay. So we might want to skip a head forward in time a few weeks while you guys rest up.
If the caravan was still in town, I'd want to order another saber from them.
Yes, it's still in town.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's still here, I guess that's something I need to take care of pretty soon. So I'm going to head to the caravan with Arthur when he goes.
Okay.
And do I see... I guess you can place orders with anyone at the caravan, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to find somebody who's free and approach them.
Okay. You find one of these shopkeepers. She looks up at you with a bit of a smile. Ah, welcome, Lord Thorn. How was that handy chunk of mithril handling with you?
Quite well. I haven't had the chance to use the dagger very much, but I'll like pull it out of its sheath and show it to her. It's quite the nice weapon.
Excellent. What can I do for you today?
I was wondering if you're in the business of transporting mercenaries or soldiers.
Well, we do move people. I believe we recently... She kind of flips through a ledger a little bit. Brought you a stonemason and his family?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you may have heard about what happened with the Hydra around here.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that leaves us short-handed.
I see. You would like some replacement help.
Yes, but not just any replacement help. Maybe one or two very well-trained individuals. As well-trained as we can find, who would be willing to come up and work for us.
I see.
I'm not sure what the situation is back in Highport. I know the Black Guard is out and about, so it may be that a lot of the well-trained men are gone. but I'm sure there are a few that are still kicking around.
Well, I think we might be able to dig something up for you. The only question would be term of service and pay.
Um, I think term of service would be indefinite.
Mm,
I'd like them to move up here and stay with us, if possible.
of course.
Net income.
Let's see. Your average town guard or watchman makes about it's like 7 gold a month, a little more.
Yeah.
Let's see, you're paying Kel Reginald something like 48 gold a month.
Yeah, we're paying him a lot.
Yeah, but he is a nice high level.
Yeah, I think
knight.
someone like Kel Reginald would be who we're looking for. So I think I'd say something in that range is.
Okay, so you're looking for. Okay. Okay, so foot mercenaries are about a gold a day plus looting rights, and that's the way things usually go. There's the whole champion hall system, which has broken down here, but they typically hire out mercenaries for a gold a day plus the right to take whatever treasure they find on corpses. If you have a specific mission, like we're going into this place to loot all the money from this place, then they just get an equal share. And then they, get whatever they find on the bodies along the way. So if you would like that level of mercenary, you can pick them up pretty... the caravan should be able to pick them up fairly easily. That'll be a gold a day, or 24 gold a month, to keep them.
Okay. Well, I'll say that ideally we'd be looking for someone very qualified, so we'd be prepared to pay up to 48 gold a month.
Okay. And how many men of this caliber would you like?
I think 2 would be good.
Okay. She says the caravan will be back hopefully on the 16th of April.
16?
In about a month. Yeah, because I think we are on the 20th or 21st, I think is when you guys went to the swamp.
Yeah, because the caravan came this month on the 19th, and that's when the armor came in.
Right, so this is just a few days after that.
Yeah. Is there an upfront fee that you need for this, or?
No. We will arrange the workers and bring them up here, and we'll payment on delivery, of course.
Very well.
If something goes amiss and the soldiers are not what you were looking for, or not up to your standard, there will be we can reimburse some of the costs, but there's always a risk with this sort of investment.
Yes, I understand. I guess I'll take a cursory glance around and just see if there's anything. I guess Ginger asked last time the caravan came, meaning this time, if there was anything rare around, and I think it was just a halfling who was selling flutes.
The halfling's the most unusual person, yeah.
I'll take a look at the flutes. Can I appraise them? Maybe look for the most valuable one. Just kind of. see what I think of them.
Sure. You find there's a whole bunch of them. There are a few that stand out as more elegantly carved, rather than just being a nice straight flute. They've got little, what are they called? Like, not lithographs, like engravings along the side. What is that called when you've got like a big piece of stone, you've got a scene carved into it? Is it lithograph?
I think that might be it. Lithograph. Lithographic print by lithography.
It's not the right term. There's a term for that. What was that called? I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like lithography is right, according to Wikipedia. The printing is a form of stone or metal plate with a smooth surface. Blah blah blah. Invented by a German. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
but that
blah.
would be like painting or creating something on plates and then pressing it with ink. I meant more like, in a church there might be a raised section, and then like there's carvings all around it showing this portrayal of some religious activity. It doesn't matter. It's got carvings all along the sides showing what looks to be the growing of wheat and barley. It's harvesting, it's brewing, and it's turning into beer, and then being consumed in a tavern, and then it ends with, kind of at the very end of the flute, with what looks to be someone in some sort of outhouse, but the very end of it is cut off, so you can't quite, it's not graphic, it's not, inappropriate, but it's the whole life cycle of beer, from growing to waste product.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just inspect it for a little while. How much do I think it's worth? I guess I can make an appraisal check.
Yeah. Go ahead. It seems to be worth the asking price of 5 gold.
Well, after inspecting it for a little while, I'll put it down and thank the lady for her service and go back to the estate.
Okay.
So we no longer have a trained healer, which sucks for recovery times.
Yep.
But I can keep applying poultices and we'll still get 1 HP a day, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think I'm just gonna rest up to max health and keep applying poultices to myself. Arthur, you're injured, right?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, so to myself, Arthur, and Cal Reginald.
Okay. It will take probably the better part of a week for all of you to heal up, I think. How much are you guys down?
I'm down 14.
I'm only down by 6.
What a weak Hydra. So much HP left in this party.
Yeah, well, Ginger had like 29 HP and she got her leg ripped off, so...
She did.
I don't remember how much she had before her leg was ripped off, but I feel like it was a decent amount. Unfortunate.
Okay. So it looks like you're down by 14, so it's gonna probably take 2 weeks, or a week and a half for you guys to fully recover.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably be recovered by the 2nd of April.
Okay. And I will also, while I'm resting and creating all the poultices and stuff like that, I'm going to try and read the journals again.
Oh, because you've got your new read languages chance.
Yeah. The best thief skill.
Do it.
There's 2 journals, right?
The elven ones, or the ones that you think are elven?
Yeah, the ones from the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they are. But
Right.
I think they're magical or something.
Oh, so close.
Ooh, I got one.
Okay. You start paging through it, and it is the... What's your chance again? 45?
Yeah.
So you
So I
can
guess I
comprehend
read
about
45.
45% of the material, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be a series of stretches and vocal training. It's talking about these big motions you make, and you can't quite get the exact words of what it's supposed to be saying. You're only getting about 45% of it, but it seems to be just page after page of like different stretching exercises and different warm-ups and that sort of thing, combined with various like vocal attempts at making this sound or making that sound. It's kind of awkward, especially because the parts that you don't understand are the particular sounds that one ought to make. You're kind of piecing together what the words are meaning, but you still don't understand what this symbol which symbol corresponds to which sound.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have any idea what the language actually is that I'm trying to read.
No, I don't think so. It was just with that crazy woman in the tower.
Yeah. There aren't any libraries in town or anything?
I don't think Wadsworth has a library. It's too shitty of a town for that.
Are there books in the temple?
The church has a few books, mostly histories and hymns and prayers and things on the divine.
Okay. Well, I suppose if I can't, if I can understand any of the things that I'm reading, and like any exercises, Luther will do his best to enact the exercises.
Okay. Arthur, what are you doing while Luther gets good at stretching and trying to make these sounds that he's not quite sure what they mean, though?
Maybe one day.
Yeah, Arthur's paying attention to Kel Reginald, so my brother, trying to make sure that his recovery goes well. And then I'm also going out and practicing in the yard with my saber and probably like a training sword of some kind, trying to just practice fighting with both of those, and just contemplating over recent events. I think after a while, after we've spent a few days healing and stuff, I want to go talk to Luther in private. So I guess a few days later, Luther, you hear knock, knock, knock on your door.
Go to it and open it.
Right. Surprise, it's Arthur. Say, look, Luther, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes. Come in.
All right. All right. I try to step in and close the door behind me, and I say, it might seem strange, but I think after we're all feeling better, I'd want to go take a trip to Nixon and try to hunt down that crab that killed Stefan.
Why?
Well,
you want revenge for Stefan?
What? Partially, yes, but it's more. It's more out of respect for Ginger than Stefan. No offense to him, but yeah, she didn't like any of the monsters in Nixon, and I'm sure eventually she would have wanted to wipe them all out. I don't know if I can't do that for her, but I could. I think we could do the crab at least.
Well, I've had some ideas of what to do when we're healed as well, and hunting down a lone crab certainly didn't come into it. But suppose it's an option.
If nothing else, we could bring him back here and show it off to the town. We killed this giant crab. Because you saw it. You remember that thing was... Man, that was as big as a horse, at least.
It was something. Well, I'll think about it, I suppose. It would be nice if there was something to be doing in Nixon when we did that. I suppose there was the keep in the center, but I'm not sure about the viability of that.
There are more houses and things around as well. I don't think anyone else is going in there, so maybe we can't get as big a haul as last time, but...
I think the houses on the outskirts were mostly stripped bare, though. We'll see. I have a few things to take care of, and I've got to keep making these poultices, but once we're healed up, there's a lot to do.
Your father comes around the corner being guided by his wife, your mother-in-law, I guess, and kind of gives a rap on the door in the middle of your conversation. I hope I'm not intruding on anything.
No.
Did you hear the Countess?
When?
Just after the funeral.
Yes.
About... He looks at Arthur for a moment. The horn.
Yes, I was quite intrigued by that, actually.
Yes.
I'd be eager to go searching for it if it wasn't such a... Oh, what did they say? A needle in a haystack?
Don't we... I wouldn't quite call them friends, but don't we have some people we know in the swamp that might know where the Hydra's home was?
People we know?
Didn't you find some frogmen or something? The traders?
I don't recall ever finding frogmen. So, if we could find them, that's certainly an idea. We found giant frogs the goblins rode on. That was frightening, but they're not the frogmen, I don't believe. We also searched, I think, if we were to find the moss man.
Can you... Would the two of you give me charisma checks, please?
Yeah. 12 or 13? I always forget. 13. Ooh, I kill it.
Nice. Arthur? Beautiful.
Nope.
All right, Arthur. Normal conversation. Nothing's going on. Totally cool. Luther, you probably a little closer to the door. You can smell the alcohol coming off of your father. He doesn't drink often, to excess, really, ever. But he is plastered right now. It's probably the first time you've actually seen him wasted. But he's doing a good job of holding himself up and leaning against the wall. He goes, No, you told me. Frogmen. They're in the swamp.
I'm certain that there are frogmen in the swamp.
You said they were riding goblins and that they knew things.
Father, let's go sit down.
No, it's time to stand up. It's time to... Where's my sword? I should go find this Hydra. I might be blind, but if Reginald can fight with one hand, I can fight with two hands.
Father, that is not the same thing at all. Maybe if you were a specialist in this thing they call blind fighting, it wouldn't be so bad.
Nonsense.
But come, let's sit down for a moment. And I guess he's being helped by someone.
Yeah, his wife.
So I'll kind of go down towards the living room or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just sit him down. Make sure he isn't gonna throw up all over the house or anything.
He continues to talk about finding this horn of blasting because it's It's a fantastic and wonderful artifact.
What
We should get it.
do you know about horns of blasting, Father? I think I've
Kel
heard-
Lorwyn had a horn of blasting.
Yes, that's the one that's lost in the swamp.
Yes, I know. It's the good one. It's
What did it do exactly?
Your mother would let loose the loudest and most foul farts I've ever heard in my life. Did you know that, son?
No, I must have been too young to notice.
Well, the horn of blasting puts that to shame.
So it creates a smell?
No. A cone of thunder ripping apart anything in front of it. Now, it doesn't have the persistent effect of your late mother's gaseous form, but let me tell you, this thing should knock people over just as well.
Aren't people around here afraid of such things? Why is it accepted that Kel Lorwyn had a horn of blasting, but people around here are so strange?
Yeah, magic items are different from magic users, you know? They're limited in scope and power. You can't destroy an entire city. Well, you might be able to destroy an entire city with a horn of blasting if you just kept blasting. But it's not the same as raining down fireballs and calling over storms that will flood an entire area and drop bolts of thunder and lightning from the sky for days. It's a scale of power issue.
How did Kel Lorwyn have a horn of blasting if there aren't any wizards?
Family heirloom, passed down through the ages.
Are there any other family heirlooms like this in Wadsworth?
Well, there's the sword in the tavern.
Yes, I've heard about that, though.
And
Tell whether or not it's actually magical.
just between the family here and Arthur. Come here, Arthur. You're family now. Your brother did good for us. You know, that basically makes you family.
Yep,
Do you want to sleep in the house now? Well, we can make a room for you.
He hasn't been sleeping in the house?
No, he's been sleeping in the house.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought he was like camping outside or something.
No.
In the stables. We don't have stables. Oops.
You should take Tiberodite's old room. You know?
Yes. Father, that's all fine and good, but what were you saying about family heirlooms?
Between you and me, and Arthur, who's now family,
Yes.
like Tiberodite was family, Kel Rugsbin Greendoll has a certain something he likes to keep to himself. Now, I ain't knowing what it is, but he often spends a lot of time polishing something in his quarters. See him head in there with oil and the brush. I stayed over.
That's quite-
Some sort of something. Suspicious man. Suspicious activity. Good man, not a but suspicious man.
Yes, I agree with the suspicious part. I'm not sure about the good part.
No, you always put me up. Always
Yeah.
put me up. Even right before that damn witch came to town. He was a good man.
Well, I'll take your word for it, Father.
Put us up for years. Never had a reason to betray us. You can't be him. It's not his fault.
Did you see him at the funeral, Father? Well, I say see.
Mhm.
I mean, see in the... You know what I mean.
Mary, was he there? And his wife shakes her head a little bit and goes, "No, he was there just for a brief moment in the back. He left quite quickly. Alright, so maybe he's not such a good man.
Is he staying in town? Do you know that? I suppose we still have servants and socialites, like, talking and trying to get in good with the Green Dolls on the late Stefan's request.
Yeah, and you had recovered some information regarding the servant.
Yeah.
I think you had uncovered that he has his family comes from, what town is that? Should I just close my note?
I may have written it down. Maybe not.
It's the town that he's from. Yeah.
Darbloon.
Darbloon, yeah. You found that where the servant, or where you expect the servant to live in Darbloon.
So yeah, back to is Ruggs been staying in town for a while? Or is he going straight back to Darbloon?
I don't know. Why would you ask me? You should ask Arthur. Arthur, where is he staying?
I don't know, but
Aren't you supposed to track him down? Isn't that your job?
No.
I don't believe that's our
Don't you sass me! Your job is the finder of things and people. And
What?
did you find my daughter?
Father.
What he might be in the any of the inns in town. There aren't that many. We could go check.
No,
I guess I could go check.
He's in an inn, Arthur.
Well, it's true.
He's got an estate. You're a terrible hunter.
Look,
Can't even find his house. It's right across the street, Arthur. Look, come to the window with me. Look. That's his house. He says, pointing at the wall, because he's blind and he can't find the window.
I move over to a window and peer out just to make sure he's not just standing out there.
No, he's not just standing out there.
Okay. Look, Father, just have a bit of a rest.
I think I should sit down.
Yes.
The world is moving too quickly.
That it does.
And he kind of stumbles away.
I need to go speak to Clara anyway.
What?
Is Clara in the house or at the brew house?
She's here at the house.
Okay. So I'll go find Clara.
And as you walk away, I follow you, and I say, I don't know about Frogman, but he did have a point. We do know people in the swamp. Well, I guess we don't know them, but we could go ask muckers, try to see if any of them have seen where the hydrogen might be. Or
if any muckers found the hydrogen, I'm not sure they'd be alive to tell the tale.
well, I mean, if they just see it and then know not to go there, you never know.
Maybe.
Like, not everyone's going to go rush a Hydra if they see it.
It's certainly something to investigate. I think a horn of blasting could... Well, it seems quite exciting, actually. But I'm still a bit injured, so I'll give it a few more days, and then we'll decide what to do. But I need to go speak to Clara, so...
All right.
All right, you go to speak to Clara. Anything? What do you say to her?
Does she happen to be in our bedroom already, or?
Sure, she's in there, changing into afternoon wear instead of, morning wear.
Okay. I'll just go up behind her, put my hand on her shoulder or something.
Yes, dear?
Well, I'll just say it straight, I suppose.
You're worrying me.
I'd like us to have a child.
Oh. Well, it's about time you've come around. I've been hinting for years. You know that, Luther? And it's not like we don't try, but,
I've
come
been
on now.
quite busy. But
Too busy to have a child with your wife, really? It requires a minimal of effort on your part.
yes, I understand.
It's okay.
just well,
She goes to give you an embrace. I'm glad you've come to this conclusion. I've been waiting for this. She gives you a kind of a joyful, semi-sorrowful look, and then closes the bedroom door and gets to business.
I imagine this is like The Sims, where it's very Okay, what's the impregnation check?
And with that, we're going to go to our first break, and we'll see you guys on the other side. See you soon.